Okay guys, so another topic that I've been getting hit up a lot is my diet. So I do what's called 1 meal a day, or Omad. And before you freak out and think that's just absolutely insane, you gotta understand that I didn't just go from a regular bodybuilder diet of 6 to 8 meals a day to only eating once a day overnight. I started with intermittent fasting. And intermittent fasting, what it basically means is you just pick a window during the day where you're actually going to eat, and then the other times you don't. So the average intermittent fast that I've seen is 8 hours of feeding, 16 hours off for a 24-hour break. So for example, if you want to eat first meal at noon, you've got until 8 p.m. to get all of your calories in, and then you take the other 16 hours off. Now, there's a ton of information on the web about the perceived benefits and scientific case studies and all this jazz. At the end of the day, for me, I literally like fasting, and I prefer eating less often just because eating food is a complete waste of time. I'm usually on the go, I'm usually busy, and to stop and eat, it's just not conducive to productivity, socializing, whatever. I mean, it's just when you've been doing bodybuilding diets, you realize like your Tupperware and your meals and your timing is so critical, and I just got burned out from it. So intermittent fasting worked great for me. Believe it or not, like, you don't suffer. It's not like you're doing this as some sort of like self-deprivation or something that's going to make life difficult. It's the complete opposite. What it does is it frees up time, frees up focus. I feel a lot better when I'm not hungry. Believe it or not, your body will adapt. You know, when you teach your body that 6 meals a day is the norm, of course that's what it's going to expect. But as you slowly transition from an 8-hour feeding window with a 16-hour break to you know, a 10-hour feeding window down to a 14, to an 8, to a 6, to a 4. After about a year, I was able to get down to about a 2 to 3 hour feeding window, and I said, well, why don't I just compile it all and just do 1 meal a day? And so that's where I'm at now. So at the end of the day, again, I think a lot of the hunger patterns and the feeding frenzies and stuff, those all come from just like our psychological background, our you know, our family, our culture. We eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You just expect to eat 3 times a day. But when you start fasting, you'll realize you just tell your body, we only eat in the mornings at 8 a.m. and your body just adjusts. And believe it or not, you are absolutely not hungry. I'm not cutting calories. I'm not starving myself. I'm not miserable. I literally eat all of my calories in 1 meal, which is 3,000 to 4,000 calories, and I am stuffed and feel great till about 10 or 12, and then the rest of the day I just cruise, and I'm not having to stop and waste time to eat. I'm not having to do a lot of meal prep. I'm just focused, laser. My blood sugars feel good, my head, my brain, my intellect, everything's just clear. There's no naps, there's no crashes. I sleep amazing because I'm not digesting and gassy and stuff, because again, I eat first thing in the morning. I wake up every day at 3, I train, I come to work, and then I eat my post-workout meal around 7 a.m. So I won't eat again until tomorrow at 7 a.m. So I'm doing a 24-hour fast. Now, what's amazing to me is that I'm training or lifting weights at 3 a.m. the next day. So it's been about 20 hours, 21 hours since I ate last, and you'd think you'd be a wreck, but it's the complete opposite. Because your stomach is empty, because you're digested, you're more primed, your muscles are more open, and I feel like the blood flow is delivered more efficiently. I feel like the pre-workout and the supplements hit you harder because obviously everything's more just, it's more primed. And again, because the way ketosis works, I mean, you're in a deep, deep state of ketosis. So your focus, your energy levels, your drive is just amplified. So it's a great thing for me. I don't advocate to anyone to do 1 meal a day unless it's something you really want to try. Again, you're not doing this for self-deprivation. You're doing this for the benefits. And the benefits, like I said, less time wasted eating, a more consistent mood, less hunger. I feel like optimization of hormones and sleep and rest and recovery. I feel better. I like to eat a lot of food and it feels stuffed. And if I'm able to do that once a day, I feel completely satiated and I'm not craving anything. So you've got to get past the psychological block that you're going to be hungry all the time and you're going to be miserable. Take a slow transition, take a slow approach through smaller intermittent fasting windows and gradually build up to the 24-hour point. Again, I'll go into my meals in another video, but 1 meal a day is a really, really great thing for a lot of people. And if it's something that you feel like might work for you, start off with intermittent fasting, 8 hours a day and then 16 hours off. And then after a couple of weeks, you'll realize your hunger, your appetite starts to just slow down. And then you don't need to eat as often and you can back it down to a 6-hour feeding window, you know, with an 18-hour block, down to a 4 to a 20, and then eventually get to the 1 meal a day. And at the end of the day too, when you hit 1 meal a day, it may not work for you. You may not like it. So, you know, again, there's a ton of information on the web that's going to tell you that your hormones increase, your growth hormones boosted, your metabolism increases. That stuff I don't know. I really don't know, and practically applied to my own life, I can't say that I've seen dramatic differences, but I do feel better, and I do what I do because I like it. I don't ever feel forced or obligated to do any specific diet or torture myself or be miserable. I do what works for me, and you know, the older I get, the more I adapt and tweak and try new things, and fasting has been an awesome benefit for me, and I'm a huge advocate if it fits your lifestyle, your schedule, your personality, etc. Like with everything, guys, trial and error is key. There's no cookie cutter approach to anything with weight loss, fitness, even success in life. What works for you may not work for me and vice versa. So all I can say is be calculated, be consistent, stick to the plan and make it happen. Adjust the results and tweak stuff as you go forward and you will see progress. So that's that. Let me know if you need anything, or excuse me, let me know what else you'd like me to cover. I'll go over stuff and produce the content based on your guys' requests. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Dad and Meth in them